Hey, Scarefest fans, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly with another review. And this one you can get on Peacock in rated and unrated versions. It just dropped this week. We're talking about 2022-2023's Megan. Megan. We have made movies about killer dolls, killer puppets, killer toys, before Chucky, before all these things. So my first knee jerk reaction to this movie was to say, oh God, again. And I didn't go see it. I couldn't make myself go see it. And it is from someone whom I like, James Wan. James Wan gave us Malignant. James Wan gave us Saw. He produced this movie and he has story credit. It's directed by a guy that actually directed a New Zealand film that I loved very much called Housebound, if you get a chance to watch it. Gerard Johnstone. But this is, I guess, his first American film. And it's not terrible. It's not that I hated it. I just wanted more. There's about 30 minutes of exposition trying to get to why the little girl is where she's at. We introduce the character of the aunt, and not to give too much away, but the little girl is basically an orphan. Her mom and dad get killed in a car accident with her in it, and her aunt, who happens to be a toy maker and an engineer and someone who's working on a new toy, gets custody of her, played by Allison Williams. Allison Williams is a fine actress, not a big problem at all. And Megan is voiced by Jenna Davis and played by Amy Donald. So two different people. It's a cool concept, kind of. It's just so contrived and tired. And the movie, all right, here's my problem is I wanted the movie to take me some places that it didn't. And a lot of places it took me, the Child's Play reboot kind of already visited a couple of years ago where Mark Hamill did the voice of Chucky. In fact, I kind of like that movie a lot more because it was a lot bloodier, a lot darker, a lot more vicious. This movie's none of those things. In fact, I watched the unrated version. Peacock has both versions, the R-rated and the unrated version. I watched the unrated version thinking, ooh, and I have no idea what they cut out. I'd have to go, and I'm not going to go back and watch this. I don't know what they cut out because it's not that gruesome. It's not that bad. It's not that vicious. Megan is kind of cool in some scenes. I like some of the attitude towards the end. I like that they tried to do some character development. I'm looking for positive things to say about this movie. It's not awful. It really isn't. I've just seen it so many times. And there's nothing to bring to it. Now, here's what I thought. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, where she exits the elevator. So when they're trying to add people to the audience because they're about to do the big debut of Megan, and she gets in trouble on the elevator on the way down. When she exits the elevator, if you've seen the movie, if you're not, I'm not giving too much away. They've got all that audience there, and it's like, we need to get some kids. And I thought, all right, this is going to go off the hook or chain or whatever you kids say this day in the third act, like Malignant did. Malignant's like, and then all of a sudden that, if you know the police scene and in the jail and the police, the precinct, it was well worth every minute waiting to get to this. And I thought when she gets off the elevator, they're going to be kids. None of that happens. None of it happens. I built it up. I wrote a better screenplay in my head. And they may have not had the budget, they may not want to do it. I don't know. But I had it bigger in my head. It's kind of sad, actually. So should you see it? Probably most of you did. The movie made almost $100 million. Very successful. I didn't dislike it. It's well made, and it's not bad acting. And I give them credit for trying to actually have a backstory for our characters and some pathos. Logos, pathos. I forget which one I'm going through. Some pathos for these characters. However, I don't know. It's hard for me to recommend. I'm 50-50 on this one. It's just an old story that I didn't need to see again, especially since I thought the Child's Play reboot already kind of did what they were working on, but they did it slightly better a couple of years ago. I know, I'm the one. This has been Joe Lewis at Bonehead Weekly. Megan, 50-50. If you got Peacock, check it out.